Hey, YouTube Meef Magnet here again. We got our episode 2 of our Feed the Bees Continuum, going through some of these quick guides to get you going and rocking and rolling here. Few things to go over in this episode. What we'll go over is some of the tools, the workshop table, basic drawers, the quick lunch box, and then Tinker's Table, so the precursor to Tinker's Construct. But I'm going to do Tinker's Construct in the next episode. So let's just get into it here. Right away, it looks like um, we should probably take care of here. Let's pull this out of here. Um, First thing we should go over is your iron tools. So iron tools, they're all done in the EFAB. And let's go ahead and let's make our iron pickaxe. So you notice here that you can't really see it because of the UI, but if you click start here, or mouse over start, sorry, you're going to see a duration there, so 1 minute. You can drop this down, and the way to do it involves adding gearboxes. Right now, just starting out, oh, excuse me, just starting out, it's probably 1 minute. It really isn't that long. It's when you get into the 10-minute stuff like diamond pickaxes and shit like that. But anyway, for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just make this, and we'll get that started. And like I said, yeah, gonna take a minute. Kind of gives you a little bit of a UI here, and it'll show up on the side. So okay, so that's there. Um, I've gone ahead, if you haven't noticed. So there's the dirt hut. I've kind of moved into something a little more fancy, and yes, I did waste some iron and some sticks on a chisel, and kind of made things nice here. Eventually, I'd like to expand this base. It'll be huge by the end, so I'll kind of keep an update progress on that. So you can see across there, I've kind of increased the wood production a little bit, I guess you could say. They've got a little bit ridiculous here. I guess I was drinking a little too much beer while I was doing this. So there's fucking trees everywhere and wood and stuff. Seems to get kind of dangerous over here. But anyway, one thing to emphasize: shitloads of wood. Still, you're gonna need tons of it. Just keep it in stock. Keep up on the trees and just keep replanting. You're gonna have to keep going for it. Along with the replanting of trees, keep up on gravel. The goal at this point, if you're to this point where you're advancing into iron tools, you're going to want to start picking up sand, gravel, and clay and start making grout for Tinker's Construct. It's kind of a pain in the ass because you're stuck making seared bricks. Um, it is what it is. You can start out with something pretty basic, and actually part of the better questing stuff here for the Smeltery. This is your basic Tinker's Construct Smeltery. So everything you see here is enough for a Smeltery. Just keep that in mind. So you're going to end up doing this anyway. They even hook you up with a single lava can once you get all this shit done, so you can just dump this straight into the seared tank and start it up. Fortunately, I've already found some lava. I almost killed myself again because it's weird. The placement of it's weird. I'll show you that later. But that's there. Let's talk about this workshop table. And at first, I didn't like this stupid ass thing, but then I actually discovered what it did. I was dicking around with this fuel stuff, kind of thinking like, what in the frig is this? When I finally figured it out. So this workshop table, it's not a really complicated device. It's part of Engineers Workshop Reborn. It's pretty simple. This blank upgrade here, two different sets of planks, and it's going to be stone or granite, or it's pretty much those shit ores that you're never going to use, or I guess I never use. But anyway, it's there. You don't even have to cook out cobblestone to get stone, so it's there for you. And then the rest of the recipe is pretty simple. And then you come up with a workshop table. But this is it. So the way this works is you'll have a blank UI until you click on upgrades here. Now, I've got two furnaces here. I've got a chest, and then I've got a crafting table. So we can pull these out, and I can show you. If you notice, the UI for this part, this upgrade is gone. So if we put this back in, ready to rock. Now, I'm not sure how far these UIs go because I barely use this thing because I didn't really like it. Later on, I might update this a little further. Maybe there's some other cool shit we could pop in here. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. What I do like about this thing, so we've got a couple furnaces up here. You're going to notice this on the side. So with the two furnaces, if we put a piece of oak wood in here, notice it's at 5488 out of 8,000. If we put a piece of wood in here, see how that went up? Now it's at 5788 out of 8,000. Kind of cool. So why is this so cool? Well, let's take a look. If we throw a couple pieces of wood in here and just give it a second, you can see this. The fuel drops, but it stops. So rather than be like your basic furnace, if you were to say, you know, put this in here, even if this is done, you've already wasted that piece of wood. This goes out no matter what. That's just how it goes. The cool thing about the workshop is it kind of keeps that from happening, so it's there. And it actually works pretty damn well. I'm happy with this, and I think it's going to be pretty useful early on in the game, especially with this fuel stuff. Now, there is some transfer stuff here, and I'm not sure. The output looks like they're good. And I haven't tested this a whole lot, so I'm going to do it right now. But you can set these individually. So both furnaces are going to output out the west, and that should be this side, because you can kind of tell the graphics are all different per side on there. And this happens to be that side. But it doesn't look like it wants to save these guys. So I don't know if this is per... Like if you exit the UI... Let's find out. Let's just see what the hell happens here. I don't know if you have to set this shit up beforehand or not. Or if it saves. I guess I just don't know. It seems like it's kind of a wonky deal. Yeah, I don't know. We'll explore this a little more. We'll kind of figure this out. I won't do this now as we're trying to get through this. Kind of get you going. But anyway, remember this is there. This fuel shit is actually really handy, especially for once you actually get some ores going here. The next part to actually talk about, some basic drawers. And these are handy for two reasons. One, they hold 32 stacks. And you can tape the bastard shut. So if we look at packing tape, this isn't really complicated because you can make this slime out of rice. You just saw the rice slime ball and then some paper. See, this isn't really all that difficult to make, especially if you've got sugar canes hanging around. Definitely, if you're not doing that at this point, I don't. I mean, I don't have any right now, but get to this point, get the sugar canes and start farming that stuff. We're at the point we're going to have to start actually actively farming too, but that'll come after the Tinkers episode we do here. So just keep that in mind. These are movable, and you can keep all that stuff together. Like I said, stack of 32 here. You can pile a lot of shit in here, so you're not, clogging up all your chests with stuff. Which, if you look at what I've got here, I mean, I don't have that much stuff, and this is just starting to get a little bit ridiculous. So. Let's see here. Let's get some daylight going. So that stuff's there for you. Use the drawers; they're worth it. It's actually part of. Let's see here. There's a set of quests here. So if you go through here, the upgrade template, and there is a compacting drawer here, and this is actually kind of expensive to make because it requires some triple compressed cobblestone. So keep that in mind. Keep hoarding that cobblestone away. Stuff it in a drawer. Just leave it there. Let it sit. So, let's see. What else can we go over quickly? Like I said, keep picking up these ores. Expand your base a little bit. If you're stuck, give yourself enough room to work. Just be safe about it. It should be good. Remember to stock up on your flint. Keep that gravel and shit going. But this stuff here should give you a pretty good idea of of how to kind of conserve stuff. This workshop table, you know, it doesn't seem like it's very handy, but it actually is. So go ahead and use that, and I think we'll be in good shape. So we'll probably stop this episode right here, right at that 10-minute mark. So this is a fast one. Next one will be Tinker's Construct. So I'll talk to you then.